want to talk a second about guidance versus advice. So there's a lot of conversations going on, especially for buyers right now, if sellers are not going to be paying their agent, how that's going to affect them being able to buy a home. Because if they go in and they have to ask the seller to pay and they're up against an offer where that buyer could pay their own agent, they're at a disadvantage. We all know this, right? So the buyer question then is, well, why don't I just go to the listing agent? Because the listing agent has to do the work, right? And they have to be honest, they have to be fair with me, they have to do all these things, so why shouldn't I just work with them? So the difference is guidance versus advice. Yes, as a listing agent, I have to tell the truth. I can't hide anything from buyers. You know, I have to fill everything out the way that it should be, all of those things. That's guidance. I can guide you through paperwork and all of that. I can't give you advice because I represent the seller, right? So let's just take one thing, right? Offer price. If you have your own agent, they're going to run comps for you. They're going to be thinking about how it's going to appraise any issues, your types of financing, all of those things. And they're going to give you advice on what you should offer, what your strategy should be, right? As a listing agent, I'm not going to tell you what price to offer. I'm not going to tell you what the house is worth. I'm going to tell you what we're asking. I'm going to be negotiating against you, right? Even if I'm doing the paperwork with you, for you, even if I'm doing all of that, I'm still going to be negotiating against you. And nobody wants that, right? This is the biggest purchase of your life. Even if it's your starter home, this is the biggest purchase of your life. And not getting advice on that purchase is going to be very detrimental to you, right? So as a listing agent, I would say, of course, we're not going to accept inspection. We have other offers without inspections. As a buyer's agent, I'd be telling you, here are the risks. We're going to ask, here are the options for inspections, all of those things. So that is the difference between guidance and advice. A listing agent can guide you through everything. Absolutely. You can go to the listing agent, you can buy a house with the listing agent. Most times it might be fine. You might not get the best price. You're probably not as protected as you should be. Most of the time it'll be fine. I totally get that. There's going to be a lot of buyers that do that. But if you can, you need your own agent. It would be like getting a divorce, the old cliche. You're not going to hire the same attorney for you and your ex.